Jeff.
Welcome to FFB Movie News.
This has been our third take doing this because I've tried doing it the first two takes and I can't say movie news correctly.
He can't do it today.
Anyways, this is continuation of Season 4 and today's topic is Avengers Age of Ultron. Yes, Avengers Age of Ultron is of course going to be an upcoming sequel to the Avengers, and I believe is it's somewhere in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, like 11 or 12 film. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head.
Age of it'd be after Guardians of the Galaxy, and I think Guardians is 12.
No, anyways, that doesn't matter. Anyways, yes.
Yeah.
Just about everyone is returning. In fact, I think everyone's returning minus Clark Gregg as Phil Coulson. I don't think he's coming back.
Well, maybe. Well, I haven't kept up with the TV show, but I think it's leading up to Age of Ultron, so I think he'd be back.
But anyways, Age of Ultron, it's got Robert Downey Jr., Mark Ruffalo, Chris Evans.
Don't
play
the that.
We're not going to do a recap of who all's in it because you know all that. But we will talk about the newcomers, the villains, the story, yada, 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 all the good new stuff. Anyways, the villain, which honestly wasn't expected at first because obviously, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the post-credit scene in the Avengers, it shows Thanos, which he's like the ultimate god,
this guy.
Yeah, that guy. And he's this, total badass. And everyone, including Blake and I, thought that Thanos was going to be the villain for Avengers 2.
Yeah, the ending made it seem like they were going to lead right up into that, going to be, awesome. But at the same time, for the third Avengers movie, you'd think that they'd team up with Guardians of the Galaxy and then they fight Thanos.
Yeah, that's actually rumored that for Avengers 3, that Guardians of the Galaxy is going to team up with the Avengers to fight Thanos. Which I think actually did happen in the comics.
I believe so.
Which I'm pretty sure it did.
Yeah.
And, well, anyways, back to Avengers 2. We'll talk about Avengers 3 2 years from now.
Yeah, well, see, okay, cut to 3 to 2 years from now, depending.
That's kind of weird, 3 to 2 instead of 2 to 3. Anyways.
You're welcome.
Anyways, but instead the villain is going to be Ultron. Which...
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Yep. No, you...
Ladies first.
Okay, bitch, go ahead.
Alright, fine. Ultron is an android, like a super artificial intelligence android, whatever, who was, in the comics, was created by Hank Pym, which everyone knows as Ant-Man. However, they changed that storyline for this, and it's not really 100% confirmed where Ultron's coming from, but everyone's speculating that Tony Stark is going to create Ultron
with Jarvis as the...
Yeah, with also including adding to the team, Jarvis is going to become the superhero, the Vision. So basically, they're taking the Jarvis and giving him a form, and he's going to be the Vision. Which that didn't happen in the comics, but it doesn't really bother me all that much. I actually think it's a cool idea. And also newcomers.
This person, don't know what you'll put up first. So this person.
You talk about the twins?
Oh, okay. Well, you have Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. Now, anyone who is a big enough fan of the Marvel series, let's take a second. What's the problem here, children?
I'll tell you what the problem is here, Blake, is that Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch are mutants.
And where do mutants come from?
XMen!
Oh no! It's owned by Sony! Whatever shall we do?
Fox.
Oh.
Here's the problem. This is the big controversy with Avengers Age of Ultron and the X-Men series. X-Men, the movie rights are owned by Fox Studios.
Yeah.
And Avengers is still a Marvel... the movie rights are still Marvel. So there's this huge debacle going around where... In X-Men Days of Future Past, they have Quicksilver. But for Avengers Age of Ultron, they're having a different actor be Quicksilver. And in Age of Ultron, they cannot reference the X-Men in any way, shape, or form.
And they cannot use the term mutants at all. So they're called, like, the Gifted or the...
something.
The Specials or something like that.
They changed it to where, instead of being, mutants with genetic powers, that they were instead, I believe, they're going to be test subjects from Hydra. Because at the end of, spoiler alert, Captain America the Winter Soldier, it shows Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch locked up. And I think they were just the result from test experiments from Hydra.
Yeah.
Which, that doesn't bother me as much, but I still hate that, two companies can't just get together and say, hey, and do it like that.
Cut back to 2 years ago when X-Men Days of Future Past wasn't a thing yet. There was big talks a couple of years ago, you may or may not remember, but they were talking about selling the rights to X-Men and to Spider-Man. Both Sony and Fox were trying to sell the franchises before, because when X-Men Origins Wolverine came out, that was a horrible, 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 horrible thing, and they were trying to sell the rights. Well, after Days of Future Past, spoiler alert, pretty much undid every horrible thing. They now can pretty much reboot and start with X-Men Apocalypse. So there's no way that they're going to sell the rights. So we'll probably never see any type of team-up with all three, like Spider-Man with the Avengers or the X-Men.
That's a sad thing, too, because Hugh Jackman recently said in an interview that he really wants the X-Men in the Avengers, because he wants to see how Logan and Tony Stark would collaborate or whatever.
So unless there's some type of big, happenings where we can get them all together, I seriously doubt that we'll ever see that.
But as far as our thoughts and feelings, I'll take the lead.
Yeah, you go first.
I'll go first. I'm mixed about it. Like, I love the Avengers just like everyone else, and I love the movie. I'm just afraid that by adding... originally they were just going to add like 1 or 2 people, but now they've added 3 or 4 people, and there's actually talks and rumors that Miss Marvel is going to be in this somewhere, because I remember reading somewhere, I think it was IMDb, that they were trying to find people to play Miss Marvel to join the team, and I'm like, that's kind of much, because unless if the movie's like 6 hours long, you're not going to be able to get enough screen time.
Cut to 2 years ago now, this is the exact same thing that we said about the last Avengers. It broke records.
It worked because they gave equal screen time to everybody, and there was good character development. Now, with adding 3 or 4 more people, will that screw it up? I don't know. I hope it doesn't, because I really want this movie to do good. Because we're still going to dress up again and we're going to see it with our buds.
Woo! Cut this picture in here.
I think that's us when we did
the Avengers.
Now, I was Thor. He was the ghetto
horrible
Captain America.
What happened was I was short on cash at the time, and I think I was somewhere in this area of the picture here. If you cut it here, that is what $20 at Walmart will get you, children.
Yeah,
there you go.
But all right, so what do you think?
I think it's going to be incredible. The sheer fact that they broke so many records the first time, and they put superhero movies back into popularity again. It was awesome. Did they finally top the... Did they get top grossing movie, or did they... Okay.
No, it's still Avatar.
Stupid movie. Anyway.
I haven't seen Avatar yet, so I can't give an opinion.
You're not missing much. Think of Lion King mixed with...
Dances with Wolves?
Yeah.
That's what I keep hearing.
Okay.
Alright, so as far as it grossing and what
I am going to say it now. I think it's going to break the number 1. I think it's going to do it.
I think it'll do a little bit better than the Avengers. And Avengers grossed like $1.5 billion. But I think it might outgross Titanic by a hair. I don't think it's going to.
It's not going to be by much, but I think it's going to do it.
I think it'll get 77 on Rotten Tomatoes. That's my deal, because to me, like, almost just about there's like hardly any sequels out there that have done better than the first one. I'm going to say 77%.
I'm going to give it. We're going to go 95. 95.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah. Well, always remember, Captain America rules, Jeffrey sucks, and we're FFB pictures.
And next time we're going to talk about
this is
Dumb and
not
Dumber
going to
2.
happen. We're not going to do it this
What
time.
sucks?
Nope. Okay. Well, hold on. I don't suck. Okay. Now, Jeffrey, don't. Stop it. Stop.